All agreed, however, on the worst was over. River had grown almost a million at the wastelands, and until very few centimeters below the cement walls of the canal that constrained it passed through the center of the city. At those moments, a group of men, among them Zach Depot, the father of George and Bill, I was removing the standees that had been released for the previous day in the terrified haste. The day before the flood and its costly damages, they had seemed almost inevitable. God knew that I had happened. The in 1931 had been a disaster with a cost of millions of dollars and more than 20 lives. That was a long time ago, but there was still people out there remaining him for escape the rest. One of the victims of the inn had been found at Bucksport, about 40 kilometers away. Fish they eaten, and the one for two gentlemen, the eyes, 3 fingers, pennies, and most of the food left. Seized by the remaining of the hands, his steering wheel, the Ford, had appeared. Now, however, the river was backing up when the new dam raises and got hydraulics upstream would stop, be a threat at least. That what Zach said, who worked at the electrical vanguard. As for the others, well, the in future inundation will wait. The important thing was get out of it. Return the electric current and then forget it in Derry. For the forgetting tragedy and disaster was almost an art, such as Bill the Boar will come to discover eventually. George stopped just behind the barriers of the edge of the deep crack that had opened of the surface cone. The streets, this ravine ran almost exactly in the diagonal. It ended on the other of the streets, about 12 meters from where he was. Heel down the right, he louded out loud. The sound lonely, childlike, joy-saving ghost of the gray afternoon. While the caprice of the overflowed water, he was carrying his boat paper under a contract to scale forward by another crack in the pavement. The water has opened with its urgency a channel that ran along the diagonal. Therefore, the ship was going from one place to the another, from the street, dragged so fast by the current that George had run to follow him. Water has stretched out under his boats, forming sheets and mud. His vocal sounded his jubilant clicking as George then broke, ran towards his strange death, and the feeling that filled him in that moment, it was clearly and simple, love toward his brother, loud and unsustained sadness because Bill could not dare to see that and share it. Of course, he would try to describe it when he returned home, but I knew that I could never make Bill see him, just like Bill would have made him see him in situation inverse. Bill stood in the reading and writing, but even at his age, George had no capacity to understand that for that reason. Bill got the best grades. It was not the only person that the teachers liked him. Bill could see only part of the mirror. Bill could see the board almost whistled along the channel, only the page from a section of the classified and Derby news.
an unmistakable and inexplicable smell. The smell of monsters, the explosive of the old monsters. It was the smell of something he didn't know how to name. The smell of blood, crunching, stalking, and ready to jump. And creature capable of eating anything, but especially hungry for chilled meat. That morning he had opened the door for groped endlessly for the switch, holding the door frame with the force of always. Ace type of tongue peeping out of the corner, his mouth like a digging growled, looking for a water in a sight of drum. Funny? Clear. What do you bet? Look, George is afraid of dark. What the food? The sound of the piano came from what its father called living room and his mother room visits. It sounded like a music from another world, far away. How conversations and laughter should sound from a crowded beach to the exhausted streaming hulu. His fingers found the switch. Oh, the power it. Nothing there was no light. Host. The electric current. Georges winded his arm like a basket full of snakes. He snapped back from the open door. The hair hungry in the chest. There was no current, of course. I had forgotten that current was cut off. And now that, tell Bill that he could not take the box with him. Part of him because there was no lighting and I was afraid that sometimes caught him in the basement stairs. Sometimes creature much worse. The toast. It would be amazing others might loud at those fantasies, but Bill would not laugh. Bill would get furious. Bill would say, let's see if you rope George. Do you want this little boat or not? As if reading the thought, Bill yelled from the bedroom. You die down there, Georgette. No, I take it. Bill Georgette answered in. Immediately, he rubbed his arm so that the tillage, husbands, and the skins disappears. I was going to be smoke again, have only entrained myself. Well, hurry up. So George went down the 4 steps that were missing to reach the basement itself. You heard bathing in a trot. Firm eyes, boring hands, frozen, and the assurance that in any time. The door of the basement would close alone, covering the white light that filled from for the chicken windows, and then till I will hear that sometimes works that allow communists and the murders of the world, worse than Japanese works that Atalia the Hunt, worse that beings of the hungry horror movie that Welving deeply Georgette will hear the grow in the those dependent seconds before that his bounce on him, and he will unread the entrails. Okay, this is the second part of the questions. Okay, tell me.
And for example, what do you think Georgie must do in that case, because he went outside and he didn't come back?
I think now out when was raining because the clown out in the street. In the strainer, he out with the clown he out when rain strainer.
That's a good part of the story. And do you have another question?
Oh no. What did you think about the clown? Is terrific for you, or is no not?
Yes, I think he is some kind of, and for example, in this case, the clown in the book said that he becomes, for example, he becomes the most of your fears. For example, if you have some fear about the snakes or something like that, he is becoming something like that to make you feel unsafe. And that's the reason that when they enter to the house and start trying to find find him, and then they start doing some things, and they start feeling so, I think, bad, because they didn't know that part of the case, and they start having fears. And the clown, when they enter to the house, he start watching them and transform into a new form, because that way he could make them feel unsafe. And the only thing that the clown wants was taking into the deepest way of the house and start taking them apart from their families and make them like eat and bleed.
Okay, I think it's sometimes scary for children, but my not. I think the clown becomes the workshops of the children's, because the children's scary with
With the clown?
yeah, the children is scary with which thing. That's all for my part.
And for example, what do you think about the clown? Well, about the story, and if it could be a real story in the real life, what do you think?
I don't know. The clown is terrific for the children, but ¿Cómo? I could be is no real history because the clown in the real life is not exists. It's not possible.
Okay.
It's not possible the clown life in the
Real life.
in the real life.
Okay. Thank you for your part.